Hi guys, Popcorn Culture Junkie. It's early morning for me. Well, relatively early. I'm in my PJs and my robe. I don't care. Anyway, I apologize to my subscribers for not having been making videos lately. It's the end of school, I'm trying to find a job, and my mother is back in the hospital because of cancer. So that's what's been going on lately. Today's video is going to talk a tiny bit about overpopulation, but my main point of the video today is also talking about this blog called Dad Camp. This guy put out a gem of a blog post and everybody is up in arms about it. Child-free people and parents. This guy decides to basically have a rant, like a temper tantrum about child-free couples. Let's see, what is this called? The title of this post is called "The Problem with Married Couples Who Choose to Have No Kids." I'm going to put a link in the description so those who have not seen it read it and rant at the guy. He's already getting reamed pretty hard about it by, again, both child-free and parents. Let's see, let's tear this down a little, shall we? Let's see. Married couples without kids don't get it. Okay, exactly what are they not getting? They chose not to have, well, in most cases they chose not to have kids and they're happy with it. Others can't have kids and want them. Let's see. My best friend is married, no kids. He moved into his childhood neighborhood across from his old school, which is now closed. It sits empty because too many empty nesters suck the demand dry. Meanwhile, the edges of our city have kids being bused as schools are bursting at the seams. Let's see. I don't know, I'm guessing the guy's best friend maybe got a little nostalgic. Maybe he really enjoyed that neighborhood as a kid. Hell, if I could, I'd move into my old childhood neighborhood myself. Yeah, there are kids in it. And then again, it's not in a suburb, but if I could move back into my childhood house, I would. So I don't exactly know what Buzz is bitching about. Then again, he's just the whole post is just him bitching in general. I think he's projecting. I think he's quite miserable about having had children and just being pissed off at everyone who chose different. Let's see. If you don't want to have kids, get out of the neighborhoods with schools. Move downtown or to a chic restaurant district where you need half the space and your no curfew lifestyle won't be cramped by strollers on the streets. Okay, hold the phone, dude. Move downtown? Let's see, some child-free couples do live downtown, wherever they are. And even their downtown areas where, supposedly there are no kids, even those are being polluted by strollers and car seats. Yes, people with children live downtown as well, Buzz, so I don't exactly know where you're getting your logic. Probably out of your ass, like this entire blog post. Where you need half the space. Okay, asshat. Who the fuck are you to determine how much space child-free people need? You don't decide that for anybody. And how do you figure I need half the space? Have you seen my shit? I have paints, canvases, I have an easel, I have a palette. Let's see, I also have a ton of books. I have clothes, and I have a bunch of bulky items. But according to you, I need half the space. Let's see, your no curfew lifestyle. Believe it or not, you've swallowed the whole child-free people do nothing but party and drink. You swallowed that whole thing hook, line, and sinker. A lot of us have jobs and responsibilities, and a lot of us impose our own curfews. We have times we go to bed, we have times we wake up. Again, I think your head just takes permanent residence up your ass. Another colleague moved to the burbs and lamented the lack of social scene. She and her husband live in a 4-bedroom, 3,000 square foot home. It's just the two of them, yet she was perplexed why she couldn't meet anyone who didn't have any kids, complaining that she was feeling especially isolated out in these here burbs. That will happen when you moved. Dude, can you stick to 1/10? That will happen when you move, not moved, into a subdivision sans kids. Let's see. If child-free people find a house that they love, and they have the money, and it has the right amount of space for them, they will buy it. And if that neighborhood should happen to have kids, well, guess what? Child-free people have just as much right to live where they choose, just as you do, Buzzcock. Let's see. When you're a couple and you make the choice not to have kids, you don't get it. You're a dink. Most child-free people know it's dual income, no kids. You've got 2 incomes and half the expenses. That's why people are dinks, Buzz, because they know they'll have half the expenses. They won't have those little chains. They won't have those little balls and chains called kids. We know how expensive it is to raise kids. That's why we don't have them. When you have kids, a weekend escape isn't just a quick flight for 2. It's a flight for 4. And you can't get the king-size bed. You need the suite. And then the dinners are not for 2. They're for 3 or 4 or 5. What might cost you $800 for a quick getaway will cost me $1,500. Cry me a river, Buzz. Again, choice! You chose to have kids. And because you chose to have kids, you shouldn't have to whine about how much more things are going to cost you. You should have known that the moment you found out you were going to be a dad. These people are most likely the type of whiners that are now having children banned from a food court in Australia. Okay, dude, you're Canadian, I'm American. And you're having a shit fit about what's going on in Australia? Yeah. These are the type of people who are complaining about kids on airplanes. Everybody complains about kids being hellions on airplanes. Pardon me. Pardon the interruption, the cat wanted back in. No, it isn't just child-free people that complain about kids being on airplanes. It's anybody who's sick of kids running around like idiots and acting like hellions on airplanes. I've mentioned this in another video. I understand kids can't handle their ears popping when the pressure changes. That is totally understandable, and that is totally different than some little hellion kicking the back of an airplane seat. Married couples who have no kids are the types of people who are trying to get kids kicked out of restaurants. Oh, so, do you have magical psychic powers or something? Do you honestly believe that every couple that's in a restaurant that is annoyed by kids is married and doesn't have them? How do you know it's not a set of parents who are out on date night and left their kids at home? Which is what most of these parents should be doing, especially in the later evening hours. Or especially if the kids in question are being little dicks. So don't automatically assume that it's just a married couple with no kids that want the kids out of the restaurants. No, it's just people in general who are sick of unruly brats. And that includes parents. Newsflash, Buzz. As many of us delay having kids until deep into our 30s, and then some find it's too late and skip the process altogether, we're finding ourselves with a me generation of adults, not adolescents. Oh, like you? That's funny, your entire blog post is me, me, me. I have to pay more because I have kids. Oh, they're trying to kick all my kids out of the restaurant. Oh, but everyone else is selfish. course. Yes, a recent study shows that married couples without children are happier than those with, but selfishness will do that to you. Besides, I could just as easily point to a study done a year earlier that says breeders are happier than non-breeders. Yeah, the article that you put was a Newsweek one, just a breederific Newsweek article saying that, people with kids are happier. Again, look up I Hate Being a Mom, Google it. And yeah, tell me how happy people are having children. Happiness is a relative subject, it would appear. No shit, Sherlock. My childless friends are happy having a last-minute golf weekend away, and I'm happy sitting in on a Wednesday night baking cookies and reading Dr. Seuss. If you were so happy, you wouldn't have written this bullshit. Perhaps parenting is a case of delayed happiness. It may be stressful and hectic now, but when I'm old, I will have children and grandchildren to keep me company, and I will be showered in family. Ah, bingo! Who will take care of you when you're old? Not that I've ever heard this. Yeah. I've also read some of your other blog posts there, Dad Camp, and since you have this tendency to favor one son over the other, what are you going to do with the not favored son? How do you know that your favorite won't turn against you later? How do you know he won't rob you blind or anything, and you might have not a choice, but, pardon me, I just woke up, and you might not have a choice but to turn to the son that you pushed away years ago. Yeah, and let's see how receptive that son will be to all your whining and complaining. Children and grandchildren. Well, what if one or both of your sons decides to be child-free? Are you going to write another disgusting, hate-filled blog post about how your children are being selfish because they're not producing grandchildren for you to play with like dolls? Yeah. I wonder how happy a childless couple will be when they're at the end of the line. Well, they won't have vultures comprised of their DNA trying to get their hands on an inheritance. And people that don't have children, well, they do have loving nieces and nephews, and some have godchildren. Some may be professors and have students that they really like. But either way, these people that don't have children, well, they focus more of their time on nurturing friendships outside of family. But not that you ever have any deep thoughts about that. Oh no. Let's see. There's the update part. Thanks for clicking and commenting, everyone. Well, most of your comments, actually 99.9% of your comments are, "You fucking suck, why did you write this?" You'll note that this is a specific rant against a specific type of people. Really? Let's see, where was it again? You were pretty general. If you don't want kids, get out of neighborhoods with schools. Move downtown or to a chic restaurant district where you need half the space and your no curfew lifestyle won't be cramped by strollers on the streets. You weren't talking about one couple, Buzz. You were talking about every child-free couple. And you should probably go back to the dictionary and look up the words specific and general. You might need to review that a little. And by the way, this is just the cherry on top of the cake. You look like this professor that I had. He was a real douchebag. He's all about conspiracy theories, and he's a dad too. Not surprising. I've already posted a couple of comments to your Babel page, but I'm gonna say it again. You're an asshat. You're lamenting about people who choose not to reproduce. You call them selfish just like every other breeder does. Let's see. The world is at 7+ billion people. You need to be reminded because you gotta think outside your bubble a little bit, dude. Look outside your bubble. 7+ billion people. Yes, a lot of the population births are in these third world countries where women don't get to have an education, and the men basically treat them like broodmares, which is really fucked up. Anyway, though, but you're saying, oh, we in the Western culture, our birth rates are declining. Yes, they are. However, we consume a fuck ton more than what people in the third world countries do. They have a lot more people, but we consume a lot more. Then you got people that are saying, oh, there's plenty of room for everybody on this planet. No, there isn't. You still need land to grow all this food on, which is, again, the food supplies are dwindling away. The topsoil's turned to shit. We can't grow much more on this planet, and I mean, a minute supply of the world's water is fresh water. Even that is going away. If child-free people were to change their minds and add more people, it'll put us even more in dire straits. But idiots like Buzz Bishop don't seem to get that. They don't care. But I'm selfish for not adding another human being to the planet. I'm selfish because I don't want to put the world even more in dire straits, and a lot of child-free people think along the same lines. Not all, but a lot do. And what was it? I read that by 2050, the world is projected to be at 9 billion people. 9 billion. On a planet where 1 billion is sustainable. Again, they just don't get it. They don't seem to think. Some people don't. They're too breeder-brained. They're just so breeder-brained, you know. Oh, we gotta have them babies. Gotta have them babies. Why don't you want babies? Don't you want to be cool like me? You're not cool. You're not special. You reproduced. Big fucking deal. Creatures have been doing that since the beginning of time. And what people are pissed off about, decent parents too. And again, the way I can pick out decent parents are those that are actually happy with being parents, and yet are cool with child-free people being who they are. Those are good parents. Those are the ones that discipline their children. Those are the ones who yank them out of restaurants the moment they're acting like little bastards. But according to breeders, people like me are selfish, and we're not contributing to the human race. Well, those of you that pop out 3 or more kids nowadays, guess what? Thank you. I applaud you for trying to breed the human race into extinction. No, we're not going to die out because of lack of people. We're going to die out because of too fucking many. But again, you have asshats like Buzz Bishop who, you know, they just want to perpetuate the destruction of the human race. Let's add more people. Actually, I don't care if the human race is falling apart as long as my children are here. Honestly, I pity your younger son. And if Charlie Bishop, I don't know if you'll watch this in the future or not. I feel sorry that you're stuck with this douche nozzle for a father. However, should you end up being child-free, I welcome you with open arms. If nothing else, I wouldn't blame you for not giving that douche nozzle of a father of yours, for not giving him a grandchild. He sure as fuck doesn't deserve any. He sure as fuck doesn't deserve kids now. Especially with that attitude of his and the blatant favoritism. I get that parents have favorite kids and whatnot. Most of them keep it to themselves. Most of them would not put it on a blog post, much less say it out loud. And with that, Buzz, if you are watching, maybe you are. If you are, well, you deserve every ounce of shit that you're getting. I've said it on another video before. When you put something out on the internet, it's there forever, and you are bound to be ridiculed just as much as you are bound to be praised. You took a huge risk putting that out there, and guess what? You're gonna be buried in piles of shit for a long time over this. And you know what? You deserve it. Oh, and another note. If some of you are watching my videos for the first time, I have moderated the comments. Not because of negativity, not so much because of that, but in one of my recent videos, I found that this 11-year-old kid was commenting on my videos. I'm putting up the moderation because I'm checking for ages. And to you, Miss Crits person, you definitely do not look like you're 13, and as far as I know, 13 is the age minimum for a YouTube account. So if you ever comment on any of my videos again, you will be flagged, and your channel will be reported for misuse by a minor. So to any kids who try and comment on my videos, I am talking about adult subjects. You're little kids. You have no comprehension whatsoever about being child-free. So don't add any stupid comments like, oh, you have parents, so you should be grateful or whatever. Keep your asses in school, and keep frying your brains out on your video games. Again, you have no concept of what I'm talking about. Well, other than all that rantage, for my subscribers, have a great day. And to Novacar83, I hope you caught some of that overpopulation rant in there. Anyway, have a great day, and I will see you all later.